ICT Functional skills, the internet and browsers, topics you need to know. So phrase searching, knowing a trustworthy result, the web link or URL, obtaining content, bookmarks and favourites, and saving a web page. Okay, so I'm just going to run through a few of the basics, and we're going to use the Edge browser and the Bing search engine. And you can see here I'm going to do a search for Microsoft Office 2016, and I've put it in double quotes, so it's going to search for as a phrase. And this is useful for the exam because it's kind of what you'd expect to show the accuracy of your results, because this potentially will reduce some of the results will come up and give us more sort of accurate and what we're looking for. It has to include those three words together. Okay, so if I click search now, then my results are coming up, and you're probably very familiar with this page, and you can see how many results I've got there. I would have got more potentially if I'd done the search without the quotes, but that isn't always the case. And you can also see other filter options across here. Okay, so you can see the sort of the adverts that you're used to seeing, and I'm just going to break down the search result. So first you get the link, that sort of description of what it is you're clicking, and you can actually see what the link would be if you had to type it. And then each website and web page normally has a description of what's on that page as well. Okay, and that's what that is. It gives you a bit more of an insight. When you're looking at the link, if you're not sure if you've got the right website or not, a good clue is whether or not it's actually got those keywords. So if you're searching for a company or a product, that product is more likely to be in the name or the page of the site. So if I click one of these links now, I'm just going to break down again what that page might look like. At the very top, you would normally see the actual link again showing here, and it may change slightly once the page is loaded, and that's normally sort of to identify the user and instance, sometimes for stats, sometimes for security. Okay, so on your page, so you can see the link at the top, sometimes known as a URL. You may want to, depending on the site and what it is you're doing, scroll to the bottom and see who actually maintains that website. Again, it's another clue whether or not it's a good website or not. And you can normally tell it's been updated recently, and the copyright will change from year to year accordingly. Now, one of the activities you may need to do for the exam is you may need to obtain content, and that might be copying and pasting text, a table, or an image. Now, just be wary of copyright if this was the real world, but for the sake of the exam, you just follow the instructions. For example, if I wanted this logo, I right-click on the logo, and I get various options. Now, for the sake of the exam, I would choose Save Picture As. For various reasons, this is actually just saving the image and not any other information attached to the image. And you want to have that in your folder of evidence for the exam. And you may need to insert that into something like a Word document for the exam, so it's best to have that picture. Avoid copying and pasting if you can. Okay, if I wanted to use this page for future for myself, or a tool you may need to come across in an exam, it's called bookmarking and favourites, and you normally see it as this star on the top here. Once you've favoured something, you may need to access it, and for the sake of the exam, you may need to show that you have done that. And normally there's an option, in this case called Hub, but to see your bookmarks or favourites, depending on the browser. And basically it just lists what you have saved and what you have starred, and your link should then show in that list, and that's what you need to take a screenshot of for the exam. And the other thing I might want to do is, if I was working offline, you may need to save the web page. Now there are different ways of doing this, and it was always very common to go to the sort of settings options and find the sort of save as. And it's normally HTML or HTML, it depends what you're doing. You'll save as a web page file then. In the case of Edge, I couldn't see the option, but I could choose the option to save and save it as a PDF, and then I have the sort of PDF option I could look at offline. You normally do that by right-click, select all, or Control and P to print, and you choose the PDF option, and it creates a PDF file. There are many ways of doing it. It does depend on the task. Just read the exam question. Okay, so to be honest, other than having a browse around and getting used to the browser you're using and the search engine you're using, that's sort of the basics you need to know for the exam. Practice task. Search for Internet Browser wildcards and type your search term into a Word document. Select a result which looks useful, but check a few and paste the web link of your result into your Word document. Look for who produced the information and when. Read the page, copy a paragraph about not including certain words, and paste that into your Word document. Via the Insert ribbon, add a footer with your full name and save the document. Always check that you know exactly where the file is being saved to.